So today I'm going to be unboxing this Dewalt Flexvolt rear handle circular saw. It's Wormdrive style. Decided to add this to my arsenal of tools to help cut down construction type lumber and for the more rough elements of DIY projects. My understanding is this is a pretty powerful saw, and I already have a couple of other Flexvolt tools, so this one just basically fits within that family. Give it a try, see how it works out. See if it says, powerful, people say. My other circuit saw is just a Milwaukee that I bought probably about, 7 or 8, maybe 9 years ago. It hasn't let me down, but there's nothing wrong with having a little bit more power in your power tools. So let's open this up. Let's see what's in the box. So this is actually just the tool only, no batteries included. It's a big boy. Blade. Here's the paperwork. I believe the wrench for this is on board, which it is. It's here. So let's go ahead and put this blade in. Should be a locking mechanism there. nice looking saw, if I do say so myself. This here is my Dewalt blade left Flexvolt circular saw that I purchased a while back. I picked this up when I was in my, I guess you could say, my Flexvolt stage. I had bought a couple other Flexvolt tools, and at the time I think this was one of the most powerful circular saws on the market. The reason why I picked up this Dewalt circular saw is because of the power. I wanted a saw that was battery operated, that was also powerful, so that I could cut through 2x lumber. I plan on building a shed outside, and a tool like this is going to help me to be able to do that, where you don't need the precision that you may get with, like, say, a track saw. You get raw power. This makes cutting through 2x4 lumber very painless. You don't hear the saw bogging down. It just really seems to handle that well. The application that I would use this for would be to do something like build a planter box, or to build like an outdoor shed. It's more construction type of cutting that I would plan for this particular saw. Now, in my DIY journey, I have I guess the more finished side, and then the more, I guess you'd say, construction side. And this obviously fits squarely on the construction side, giving me the ability to tackle 2x lumber with very little hiccup. I don't really have to worry about babying this saw. It's not in the same category as a track saw, where you would be concerned about finesse and you know, rails and such. This is just to pick it up, maybe you grab a speed square, and you just get to cutting. And it runs off of the Flexvolt battery platform, so that's going to give me the ability to you know, that's giving you good power. And it's also, you know, for me, for my use case, it's giving me decent enough run time, simply because I'm not working on a construction site all day long making cuts. When I do my upcoming shed build, this tool right here is probably going to be front and center with, you know, cutting different aspects of that job. I enjoy, you know, comparing, you know, construction grade tools with, say, you know, tools like the Festool TS75, which is a track saw, obviously. They're just different animals. I mean, I understand in the track saw world, this is a powerful saw, but this right here is a construction grade saw, and it's just a different, you know, a different type of animal. And I know, you know, a lot of DIY people wouldn't necessarily be interested in buying, you know, different types of things. They may want to choose one or the other. I'm in an exploratory stage. I'm trying to, you know, find what my niche is in this whole, in this woodworking journey. I mean, in some aspects I want to do, you know, finish type things like cabinets, but then in other aspects, like with the walls behind me, I'm interested in also, you know, basic framing and construction in that aspect, because I can see the benefit to doing it all. Let me just go a little bit over the saw itself. So right here in the front, you've got your bevel. So you lift this up and you're able to bevel the saw to the left for cuts for up to 53 degrees. And you've got markings at 45, at 15, 22.5, 30, 45, and 53 is the max. Looking at the saw from this orientation, you have your blade guard, which you can lift up with this lever here. You've got another lever on the back here, which is used to actually set your depth. So I lift it up and I can pull the saw all the way up like this, and the saw will set flush in this orientation right here. Now the depth of this saw, it looks like it goes all the way down to maybe about close to 2.5 inches. Loosen the lever and pull it all the way down and lock it, and this is my full depth of cut right here on the saw. Okay. The body of the saw is a metal composite. Obviously the yellow components are plastic, but right here the housing is metal. The base plate is like a magnesium type of metal as well. All of the levers here, well, the lever in the back and the lever right here in the front, both of those are metal. This particular lever right here is plastic on the actual blade guard. You've got your anvil here for changing the blade. On the back side here, you actually have a rafter hook, so you can actually hang it from a 2x4 or any other area. So there's your rafter hook there. You've got your trigger and a safety, which is left or right orientation. This saw is equipped with an electronic brake to stop the saw, so it stops pretty quickly. Your button to lock the arbor is right here on the top of the saw. You'll push that down, and the actual wrench for changing the blade is right here on the top. It just pulls out, and that gives you the ability to change your blade. Okay, so that's how that will work. All right, so what else can I say about this saw? So I purchased it because I wanted to get one of the biggest, baddest saws out at the time. I've owned it for quite a while. I have not used it nearly as much as I thought I would. However, this is more, in my opinion, a construction saw as opposed to a like cabinet making saw. Of course, you could use this to cut cabinets, but just the actual shape and the actual the design of the saw is not necessarily the same when you start comparing it to saws that are more for refined work, such as a track saw. This is a, you know, go get 'em construction saw, cutting 2x4s all day long, as long as you have the battery power. And for that, you know, reason, I think that it serves its purpose well.